Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever your time zone is. I greet you with peace and love. There is something I'd like to share with you today. In case you don't know me, this is Dr. Oguname. Today I want to share with you importance of self-knowledge, the beauty, the power of self-knowledge. And with this teaching I want to share with you today, I will be starting it with a kind of a story. Yeah, and this is a story of a very wonderful brother, a beloved brother, W.H.O. Uwagboy Sixco. This is a very incredible man with a very fascinating story. He lives in Verona, Italy. Verona is in the north of Italy, anyway, for those that don't know Italy. He came to Europe 2001. He's working as a very normal, regular immigrant. He got his document, he got his very good job. He even secured a very good profession for himself, which made him become an engineer. So from 2001 to 2016, he was living a very good life, quiet life. Is he perfect? No. But is he worst? No. So all man is just growing based on their individual knowledge. But he tried his best, he did his best. He at least stay away from crime, stay away from bad friends that leads people into crime and things like that. But what's so special about him, Dr. Oguname? Why am I talking about him? This man is also a member of a group known as NBM of Africa, fully translated into Neo-Black Movement of Africa. So in Italy, he was like the president of this organization from year 2010 to 2016 before he was arrested illegally. What happened and why was he arrested? In Italy, we have some group of Africans who are coming to Italy. And this group of Africans, 80% of them are just touts who in many cases cannot write their names, who in many cases cannot even read a line. They don't even know the difference between a paragraph and a comma. And so a lot of people like this, they are in Italy. A majority of them was even able to find their way there because of illegal way of coming into the European side by traveling through the desert, through Libya, risking the Mediterranean Sea, or to just arrive in Italy. We thank God for their soul. We thank God for their head. Many of them survive. Many also die in the sea, in the desert. But a few of them that survived now was traumatized from the things they see while they are growing up, from the things they see why they are traveling those drastic journey, being exposed to evil, being exposed to pains, being exposed to all those rough things in that lawless journey. Lawless journey without protection. So all these things have affected these people psychologically, that now they arrive in Italy, many of them are in camps, and some of them were also able to secure like a room for themselves, like a normal a living room for themselves. But the fact remains that this is a person who is having his own trauma. This is a person whose brain is already messed up. This is a person who have absolutely no clue of who they are. And these same people now, when they are being called by the Italian government to come and do what they call commission or interview, because they are asylum political, and according to the process of asylum, you get to a point where they call you to interview you, like, why do you come to our land? Why do you need our protection? Why did you left home? What is this and what is this? So this type of people, many of them, at least 80% of these 80% of people who are in Italy, when they are making their interview with the Italian government, they always lie. They always lie. Many of them are always lie. Although the European Commission know all these things already now, many of them always lie. For example, they can lie and say, Oba Benin want to use their head for sacrifice, that's why they run away. Some will just lie and say PDP want to kill him and his family, that's why he run away. Some of them will lie and say he is a gay, they want to put him in life imprisonment, that's why he run away. So they have different lies, they have structure to back up their claim of deserving the asylum protection, of deserving to being protected. Do I blame them? Not really, because I know their reality. And when a man is pushed to the wall, men do whatever they can do just to stay alive. So I don't have any blame about them. But what am I trying to show? All these different lies and different narratives now has now shaped the view of how they view Africans and how they view Nigerians and how they view the Edo people as a general. And this is something that has to do with everybody. It's easy to say, I'm not among them, I'm not interested. This is their own problem, it doesn't concern me. It concerns you because as long as you are carrying that, your green, white, green, green, white, green passport, as long as you're carrying that, your green, white, green passport, these people don't recognize you individually. They recognize you by your nation. They recognize you by your birth, by where you are born. That was Dutch. They recognize you by the place you are born. That's how they recognize you. So they don't care if your name is Usatua, man, your name is Calvin, and Calvin is a good and simple man. They don't really pay too much attention to that. They do what we call racial profiling. Let's say we have 20,000 Nigerians in this city and 10,000 is into crime and only 2,000 is really working legitimately. The other 4,000 is all just doing nothing. You know what they will conclude? They will just conclude all the Nigerians in this city, they are criminals and jobless people. They will neglect completely the 2,000 who are busting their ass day and night to put bread on their table for themselves and family. And this is not fair because racial profiling is the easiest way to destroy people. I will repeat it. Racial profiling is the easiest way to destroy people. So as a people, we have to always stand against anything that generalize us, anything that put all of us in one box, anything that kind of like group us together. We have to really stand against it. Not because we hate somebody or we like somebody. No, because we have to stand for what is right and what is not right. So going back to the story, this man was arrested. He was being accused of being the boss of all the bosses of all Nigerian mafia. Everybody sending money to Africa, they accuse him of being their head. Everybody fighting in clubs and parties, they accuse him of being their head. Everybody selling drugs in Italy as a whole, they accuse him of being their head. Everybody doing anything, criminal, trafficking, prostitution, begging, everything. They just accuse this innocent man of being their head. So at 2016, the poor man, Sixco, he was at work, working in his regular company, and he was just arrested. I live here in Germany. I heard the news. So many people heard the news. From the moment I heard the news, my soul was not happy about the news. Not just because we are also very related, but because a man with dignity, respect, and sacrifice all his life don't deserve to be treated like that. Regardless if the man is a Chinese man, regardless if the man is an Arabic man or is an American or African. I don't give a god. I don't care where the person comes from. What matters is what is right and what is wrong is wrong. He was arrested, put in jail, and accused of all this crime, which he have absolutely no idea of. What was the main reason that made them accuse him so? They are saying now, you are a president of the new black movement of Africa, which means you are the head of all this crime, organized crime in this country. But the movement which he is a part of, New Black Movement of Africa, is a social cultural group. But our people, many of our people, Africans, don't even know. So many Africans are even the one to first say, no, this group is a mafia group, is a cultist group, is a terrorist group, just because of lack of knowledge. That's why I titled this Importance of Self-Knowledge, because self-knowledge is very good. So to cut the whole story short, we went into prayers, we went into research. So it was now our duty and the duty of this beloved brother Sixco to expose the Italian government to the true nature and the mindset of the black men in their land. Because what happened, the Italian government have a perception, they have a way, they have a paradigm, they view these people. And that paradigm is always constructed based on their own society that is being structured. We all know in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 80s, even in the early 90s, mafia from Italy was ruling the whole world. Boston, America, Boston, Sicilia, Malta, everywhere. They were in charge before later Bania mafias and all those other mafias come into the scene. But Italian mafias, they are like the padrino, they are like the capo di capi. The ones that are in charge of all these mafia things. So because they have a society like that, so when they now see a group of women, let's say Benin women, like 10 of them sit around the table with all this, their hair tied, they are tying. So what would they do? They will now view them from their own paradigm and classify these women now as wives of big bosses. I don't know if you're seeing the picture, because to them, a social structure like this that is well structured is Cosa Nostra. It's a mafia movement. It's something criminal. It's not normal. Because in most of the cases, you also see our people that don't register all these their meetings in different associations. They just do it within themselves. So that also makes them like kind of like, this is a secret court. This is something hidden. So when they see you wear a blue beret, or wear a black beret, or wear a yellow beret, they don't see it. They don't see it anymore that this is a French faction design. They see it like, these people are a group of something. These people are into something. These people are a cult group. These people are mafia. So those tag and label has destroyed so many lives of Africans in Italy. Just by tag and label. And this is completely against human rights. You cannot arrest a man because he's a part of a social group. No, you can only arrest that man based on his crime he commits as an individual, not based on his a part or a body of any group. That is completely unfair. Let's say, for example, we all know all these priests from Catholic Church, how they molest children, play with children. 60% of them are pedophiles. This is not the words of Dr. Guname. This is the words of the world research. 60% of the priests in the Catholics are all pedophiles. They have abused one boy or one girl in one way or another. We all know this very well. Okay, fine. Does this now mean that we'll go arrest Pope just because he's the head of the church? Let that question sink into you, because it is time we start facing things the way they are. We can't go and put Pope in jail because a priest in let's say in Prato or in Milano, Duomo di Milano, the parrocho in charge of Duomo di Milano molest a boy. Then we will just go now to Rome and say, priest, your boy or your worker have molested a boy, you are under arrest because this is what you all do. No, it's not done like that. You have to investigate, know who do the crime, and arrest the person. But to cut all this story short, Sixco now take it upon himself as a task as a duty to really educate the Italian government. Educate them and show them the picture and our culture. Because what is the biggest problem of Africans is they are so alien to their own culture. That is why they cannot fully even express themselves, connecting it with their culture, because there is nothing that is really grounding them anymore. So what they just know is they think fast to look for a shortcut. They don't know when the more slow you think, the more grounded you become. So Sixco make it clear to them, break it up to them, teach them Africa history. Teach them Africa history. You call somebody a cultist. What is a cult? What is a cult? Catholic is a cult. The church is a cult. Pentecostal is a cult. All these things are cult. When you practice an act of secrecy within your own cycle, automatically becomes a cult, regardless whether the secrecy is positive or negative. That's not important. That's idea of keeping it within that cycle. That's why the Senate House is a cult. The House of Assembly is a cult. Because why? It's not every time they do public hearing. Most of the time they do what we call indoor hearing, just within them. The media don't hear it, the news don't hear it, all these people don't hear it. So this is a culture of men. This is a culture of human. So when you accuse somebody of being a cultist and being a terrorist, it's a two different thing. We all know the meaning of terror. So when you accuse somebody of being a cultist, fine, it's okay. I'm a cultist, you are a cultist, fine, but what are you doing? That should be the question. So you can't arrest somebody in Nigeria, in Paris, in New York, or in Berlin just because you point a finger and say he's a cultist. Humans are cultists in nature. So your knowledge and the way you express whatever you think you belong or you associate yourself with is what now show your picture to the world of who you are. It does not really reflect that just that tag makes you makes you guilty of anything. No, there have to be a charge. There have to be a crime, because the word cult is not a crime. Many people can misunderstand this, but these are for the intellectual people anyway. I don't expect people who don't know their own history to be agreeing with what I'm saying. So, but what is the most beautiful thing? This man Sixco, was able to educate the Italian government to the point that now the Italian government recognized that, okay, thank you so much for showing us this awareness. We never knew this. What we just knew and believed was these are a group of people, they are always engaging in violence, they are always fighting and doing this, and that is why we just generalize all you all as Nigerian mafia. Calling a country a mafia is even against human rights. Yes, we know African government, they are always so weak, they don't even respond, they don't even have anything to do back. But thanks to this case now, we involve the president of Nigeria, we involve the Supreme High Court, we involve every learned Africans around the globe to involved in this. They all involved and really educate the Italians. Because we know your story, Italo. We know all your story. If not because of these demons that are now ruling our country, normally we are not supposed to even be in your land. We know your story. While everybody else was setting their slave free, Italian killed all their slaves. So we know all these stories. And we know the way the people in your land have transformed into beggars and prostitutes. We know all these stories. But we don't hold these things against you. Because why? We believe in growth. We believe in expansion of consciousness. We believe in more and more awareness. So the Italy of 10 years ago is not the Italy of today. Imagine Salvini is gone. You know, so there is always that constant growth and constant maturity that is always coming among all people, including Africa people. Yes, there are those touts that involve always in violence, always in criminal activity, but this is something that is all over the world like that. In Chicago, people die every seconds. In Paris, people die every 2 hours. In Italy, men kill their wife every 2 days. You know, like every 2 days, somebody will have to kill his wife. So the whole world is sick. The earth herself is sick. So it doesn't make sense to really project it or blame it on just one person or one group. That is now what we call you are running from your responsibility, because we all humans, all this is all our responsibility. So to cut the whole story short, now the case has been won. Italian government now are even apologizing, especially for labeling the whole Nigerians as mafia, which is not truth. Honest people know it's not truth. We have educated people, we have people study, we have people work out. So you can't call everybody mafia just because some group decide to engage themselves in criminal activities. So the good news now is we have succeeded to take away the label Nigeria Mafia. We have succeeded to take it away. And right now we have created also a platform to help any Africans, in Italy, in Germany, in France, in Spain, any Nigerians, any Africans in Europe as a whole who is going through injustice, who is going through these type of stories that is being oppressed. We are here now to help you. We have now a platform. We are equipping ourselves now with different legal teams and different NGOs who can also be a part of this. So we can always give out what we call legal aid. Legal aid is our agenda to give you now. You are arrested for what you don't know. Contact us. You cannot contact us. Contact your person and tell them to contact us. We will wave in. We'll wave in with our legal team and observe the case file and everything. If you are really, really, really guilty, you are really, really criminal, we'll pull back. Because we are going to carry out our independent investigation. We don't depend on what the media say or what the prosecutors say. We will carry out our own independent investigation, underground investigation. And then when you are completely free of this, we will stand with you. This is the mission now. This is the vision now. And you are not alone. The time of locking kings and queens in jail for just no reason is over. This is the time for we to wash our back and stand with each other. It's an eye for an eye now. It's not the time to say, leave her. This is strong. They never arrest her now. I beg, leave that one. No, the more you keep saying this, it will get to your turn. What you don't know, you will be arrested and still locked up, and nobody will even talk for you. So that's why we are here now. Wherever you see this video, please share it. Tell people, whoever is facing injustice, whoever is being arrested for a just crime that does not even make sense, contact us. You don't have to go to jail. You don't have to be deported for no reason. We are here for you. This is what I want to share with you. Our beloved brother, you have Instagram, Seekers of Justice. You can follow him. You can also follow, write him an email, seekersofjustice@gmail.com. And there's also a WhatsApp group. If you contact, we can add you to the WhatsApp group. We are working now on his website because he has decided now to use the rest of his life to speak and fight for those who could not do it for themselves. Because what he have experienced now have expanded his consciousness beyond what it was. And this gave me joy and peace. I have seen all this coming, and it's a thing of joy to see it manifesting. So I thank you all. This is Dr. Oguname from Africa Ancestral Spiritual Ministry. I just want to share this with you all so quick. I thank you all and I wish you all a very beautiful day. Bye-bye.